She took a route. She made choices that let everybody down. This is the story that I've been told. Now let's see if we can go and figure it out. She was born in Michigan into a Catholic family. She was known to be smart and creative. It was the time of muscle cars, Motown, rock and roll. Hip-hop was now just starting to explode. She met a tall, Jewish, handsome man who had already had 2 sons, and she fell in love. She said he was funny and charming back then, and they were heavy into heroin. Not sure who got who into it. They eventually got married and got clean together, but when she became pregnant, they moved to Florida, and she gave birth to a son in Boca Raton. It was 1990. George Bush Sr. was president. He said she started using again. She said he was using and abusing her then. They got a divorce and she won custody at first, but crack, prostitution, and heroin could persuade a judge different, of course, if there was any evidence against her. So the story apparently goes, one night she left her baby alone unattended in a house covered in bird droppings and roaches. The baby takes a bite out of Roach's head, finds his way outside the back patio and slips into the pool, unable to swim. She was lost. She lost a child. She took a route. She made choices that let everybody down. This is the story that I've been told. Now let's see if we can go and figure it out. The child's older half-brother finds this infant younger brother face down in the pool. He jumps in to save him. That part is true. As the story closes, another one opens. Just what order did this all take place in? She's high out of her mind. It's Hanukkah and Christmas time. She throws a brick through a window while her baby brothers are inside. She tosses the baby and crying. She crawls into the room, slicing her arms and more crying. His brothers are crying. She's screaming and singing while painted blood on the walls in the halls. His father is shouting. He throws her into the room and slams the door. You hear things banging and breaking while she's crying even more. He's cursing and shouting, overpowering her sound. Someone called 911. The police had already arrived. She's in handcuffs, covered in blood with a black eye. His father was granted custody over this child. She was lost. She lost a child. She took a route. She made choices that let everybody down. This is the story that I've been told. Now let's see if we can figure this shit out. The child is now 3 years old with a very young new mommy. She beats him often and only feeds him one thing. He's constantly sick and hiding in trouble and crying. He's always feeling bullied by his school older brothers. His father's still getting high, and when he did, sometimes he would touch him. The child would make all the pain go away by creating somebody else inside. They say they're having a new baby, but it's not blood related to the father. As soon as she had her, the son thought that was his dad's first daughter. Later to learn that he was cheating on his first wife the whole time. The son's birth mom was in and out of jails and rehab. If she had made it to visitation on time, she would have come high. Sometimes she would barely come dressed, but the son didn't even know what was wrong. It wouldn't have mattered because he was broken from the start. Finally, his father divorced his stepmother and moved on to another wife that his son loved. The beatings had stopped, the same as the inappropriate touchings. His oldest big brother moved back to Michigan, and the other brother went to college. That was about the time he met his half-older sister, who was African American. His new stepmother to him was a blessing, but one time at an AA meeting, his father took his son and his birth mother showed up. Everything seemed really good at first. She brought him all sorts of toys, but then all of a sudden his mom and dad got into an argument and she hit him and broke his father's arm. One more time for jail. She was lost. She lost a child. She took a route. She made choices that let everybody down. This is the story that I've been told. Now let's see if we can go and figure some more out. She's on a date. She said she was, but the jury found her guilty. She was found unconscious at the scene of the wheel with the dead body at the scene. She was sentenced probation for killing someone else's baby. Later on life, the son would finally call her on her birthday, and eventually he needed a place to stay. He started taking care of her, taking her places, getting her medications. They were getting high together. She got clean, and then so did he. She lied over and over again, and eventually she OD'd. He took advantage of her so much as he could for getting back, for leaving him. They tried to talk, but they didn't understand. The stories he was told are not the same that she told him. To her, she was a crazy person, a schizo, a lunatic. But he was an addict too, so lying was easy for him. Eventually, he told everyone the truth about his father being a pedophile after he was cheating on his stepmother while he was getting high. When they split, his stepmother became his hero. And before it ended the way it did, his birth mom and him kind of got a little bit closer, even though she drove him nuts. A year later, he moved away to escape the guilt after his best friend got hit in a motorcycle accident and his uncle died. And then one day he got the call right after his roommate shot himself. She snorted a pill that stopped her heart. And with no shock, that was the day I lost my mom. She was lost. She lost her child. She took a route. She made choices that let everybody down. This is the story that I've been told. But few know who she was before this all went down. She was just sick. That's all.